Have you ever stood on a railway platform and wondered just how far the tracks could take you? I mean, really take you. Not just to the next city, or even to the other side of the country, but across borders, over mountains, and through landscapes you've only ever seen in books. I remember a moment like that quite vividly. It was at Howrah station in Kolkata, a chaotic cathedral of steam, steel, and human stories. The air was thick with the scent of chai and coal smoke. A grand old locomotive, all polished brass and formidable power, let out a long, mournful whistle, a sound that seemed to pull at the very soul of anyone with a drop of wanderlust in their veins. As I watched families clamber aboard, their luggage a colorful jumble of trunks and holdalls, a thought struck me. This train was bound for the far northeast of India, towards the misty hills bordering Myanmar. But what if it didn't stop there? What if you could just keep going? What if the rails stretched on, a continuous ribbon of steel winding its way through the jungles of Southeast Asia, all the way down to the gleaming modern metropolis of Singapore? The very idea of catching a train from India to Singapore is enough to make any seasoned traveler's heart beat a little faster. It sounds like something straight out of a Jules Verne novel, a magnificent adventure for the modern age. It represents the ultimate slow travel experience, a chance to witness the gradual, subtle shifts in culture, language, and landscape that one misses entirely when flying thousands of feet up in the air. However, the dream quickly collides with a rather stark reality. At present, this journey is utterly impossible by rail. The most significant barrier is the complete absence of a direct, continuous railway line connecting India's network with that of its eastern neighbors. There is a formidable gap, a missing link in the great chain of Asian railways, particularly across the rugged and politically sensitive terrain of northeast India and western Myanmar. Beyond the physical gap in the tracks, a formidable wall of bureaucracy stands in the way. You would need to navigate the visa policies of at least 4 different countries. Our grand expedition would begin, as all good Indian adventures should, at the magnificent Howrah Junction in Kolkata. From here, we would board the Indo-Asia Express, a train that exists only in our imagination. The first part of the journey would take us east, across the fertile plains of West Bengal and Assam, following a route already well-trodden by India's impressive railway network. The first great challenge, and our first major transition, would be the India-Myanmar border. Our imaginary train would cross at Moreh in India and enter Tammu in Myanmar. This is where the existing railway lines fall silent. Here, we must imagine a newly constructed link, a feat of modern engineering that pushes through the hilly terrain to connect with Myanmar's existing, albeit dated, railway network. Once across, our train would meander southwards through the heart of Burma, a land of golden pagodas and timeless villages. The crossing would likely happen near Mayawadi in Myanmar and Mae Sot in Thailand, another point requiring a crucial, currently non-existent rail link. Once into the Kingdom of Thailand, we would join its state railway network, a far more robust and modern system. The train would travel down the thin isthmus of the country, passing through coastal towns and lush national parks. The key junction would be Hat Yai in southern Thailand, a bustling hub that serves as the main interchange for services heading south into Malaysia. Crossing from Moreh into Tammu, Myanmar, would be like stepping through a portal into another time. The immediate change in language, script, and even the style of dress would be palpable. This is where our theoretical new railway line would begin its work, carving a path through the remote and hilly 𝐷𝐸𝐺 region. The first part of the journey in Myanmar would be slow, the train winding its way through teak forests and isolated villages where life appears untouched by the frantic pace of the 21st century. Our route would eventually lead us to the legendary city of Mandalay. Arriving here by train would be magical. We would catch our first glimpses of the city's famous pagodas from the carriage window, their golden spires glinting in the tropical sun. A stop in Mandalay would be essential, a chance to explore the ancient capital, visit the Ubayan Bridge at sunset, and climb Mandalay Hill for a panoramic view of the Irrawaddy River. The city is a cultural treasure trove, and the train would serve as the perfect vessel to deliver us to its heart, allowing us to absorb the atmosphere long before we even step onto the platform. From Mandalay, the train would head south, traveling through the vast central plains of Myanmar. This is the country's agricultural heartland, a landscape of dusty tracks, toddy palms, and bullock carts. The journey would likely include a stop in 𝐻𝐸𝐷, the vast and somewhat surreal modern capital, a stark contrast to the ancient charm of Mandalay. The final destination in Myanmar would be the vibrant, chaotic, and utterly captivating city of Yangon. The city is a whirlwind of energy, with its crumbling colonial architecture, bustling markets, and the magnificent, awe-inspiring 𝐟𝐸𝐫𝐿 pagoda at its center. Leaving Yangon behind, our imaginary train would venture southeast towards the Thai border. This stretch of track, connecting Myanmar's network near Malamine to Thailand's 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐿, represents another missing link that our dream journey must magically overcome. The route would traverse the Dona Range, a rugged mountain chain that forms a natural barrier between the two nations. The construction of this line would be a monumental undertaking, involving viaducts and tunnels to navigate the challenging terrain. Once across the border and into Thailand, the difference in infrastructure would be immediately apparent. We would join the State Railway of Thailand's network, which is generally more modern and extensive. The character of the journey would shift as we travel south. The landscape would become a lush tapestry of rubber plantations, fruit orchards, and limestone karsts, jutting dramatically out of the earth. The train would pass through provincial towns and cities, each with its own unique charm, offering glimpses of Thai life away from the major tourist hubs. The food served on the train would also change, with the rich, fragrant flavors of Thai cuisine replacing the Burmese dishes we had grown accustomed to. The journey down the Malay Peninsula on the Thai side would be a highlight. The railway line often runs close to the coast, offering tantalizing glimpses of the sparkling Andaman Sea. We would pass through popular destinations like Hua Hin, the royal seaside resort, before reaching the southern provinces. This part of the trip would be a feast for the senses, with the scent of tropical flowers and sea salt drifting in through the open windows. The train would become a moving vantage point from which to appreciate the stunning natural beauty of southern Thailand, from its pristine beaches to its dense, verdant rainforests. Our key stop in Thailand would be the city of Hat Yai. This is not a major tourist destination, but it is a vital transportation hub and the gateway to Malaysia. Hat Yai is a bustling commercial center with a vibrant street food scene, offering a final, authentic taste of Thailand before we cross another border. The border crossing at Padang Besar is a marvel of cross-border efficiency and a taste of what's to come. Here, under one roof, passengers would disembark, clear both Thai and Malaysian immigration, and then board a new train. We would leave the Thai rolling stock behind and step onto Malaysia's modern electric train service, or ETS. The change is immediate and striking. The ETS trains are sleek and quiet and fast, a world away from the more rustic carriages we might have ridden through Myanmar. As the train pulls away from the station, it quickly accelerates, gliding smoothly through the Malaysian state of Perlis. The landscape is dominated by vast, orderly palm oil plantations that stretch for miles, a testament to the country's economic development. We would pass through major cities like Ipoh, with its charming colonial architecture and famous cuisine, and the bustling capital, Kuala Lumpur. A glimpse of the iconic Petronas Towers from the train window would be a powerful symbol of how far we've come, from the ancient world of India to the heart of modern, dynamic Southeast Asia. The train itself is a comfortable bubble, air-conditioned and quiet, allowing for a relaxed appreciation of the passing scenery. As we approach the southern tip of the peninsula, the sense of anticipation builds. Our final Malaysian stop is Johor Bahru, a sprawling city that sits directly opposite Singapore, separated only by the narrow Strait of Johor. From the train, we can see the skyline of Singapore shimmering in the distance, a tantalizing promise of our final destination. The final act of our epic journey is crossing the causeway. This 1-kilometer-long bridge is more than just a physical link, it's a symbolic gateway. On the other side lies the Woodlands train checkpoint in Singapore. Stepping off the train here, after a journey that has taken us across thousands of miles and multiple cultures, would be a moment of profound accomplishment. From the chaotic energy of Kolkata to the pristine order of Singapore, the journey would be complete. The dream at last would have reached its destination. While it is wonderful to dream, the practical obstacles to an India-Singapore railway are monumental, extending far beyond simply laying down a few new tracks. The primary engineering challenge lies in the terrain between India and Myanmar, and again between Myanmar and Thailand. These are not gentle plains, but rugged, mountainous regions prone to heavy monsoons and landslides. Building a stable, modern railway line through the Pat Kai and Dona mountain ranges would require an immense investment of capital, time, and engineering prowess. Then there is the issue of gauge incompatibility. Railway networks around the world are built with different track widths or gauges. Political and bureaucratic hurdles present perhaps the most intractable problems. Such a railway would require unprecedented levels of cooperation and agreement between 4 sovereign nations. A multilateral treaty would be needed to govern everything from construction and maintenance costs to operational protocols, safety standards, and customs procedures. Finally, there are the security and customs considerations. The borders between India, Myanmar, and Thailand are known to be sensitive areas, with issues of smuggling and illegal crossings. Coordinating the immigration and customs procedures of 4 different countries to happen smoothly at designated railway stations would be a logistical nightmare. Despite the colossal obstacles, one has to ask, would it be worth it? The answer, for anyone who believes in the magic of travel, is a resounding yes. The true value of such a journey would not be in its speed or efficiency, but in its slowness. It would be a powerful antidote to our modern obsession with instant gratification. Flying erases geography, but a train journey immerses you in it. It allows you to feel the distance, to witness the gradual changes in the world outside your window, and to understand the connections between places in a way that is simply not possible when you are teleported from one airport to another. The cultural immersion would be unparalleled. This would not be a sanitized tour, but a genuine odyssey through the heart of Asia. You would see the fusion of Hindu and Buddhist cultures, witness the legacy of British colonialism fade and transform as you travel east, and experience the incredible diversity of the continent's peoples. And then there is the sheer romance of it all. Imagine waking up to the sight of golden pagodas in the morning mist, spending an afternoon reading a book as emerald rice paddies slide past your window, and falling asleep to the gentle rocking of the carriage. So, could this dream ever become a reality? Perhaps not in our lifetime. Yet we should never stop dreaming of such possibilities. These grand, audacious ideas are what push us forward. They inspire us to look at a map, not as a collection of borders that divide us, but as a network of pathways waiting to connect us. And so I ask you, do you think such a journey could one day be possible? And if you could take a train anywhere in the world, where would your own dream journey take you?